Adesh Pandey. He's the founder and MD of Armor Corporate Services. He's also the member of ERA. ERA is one of our organizing partner for today. Adesh is a senior management professional with 27 years of experience, having worked for premier multinationals and Indian conglomerates. A mechanical engineering graduate from IIT BHU, and with a career milestone that include leadership positions at Unilever Group, Pepsi, Reliance Retail, Airtel, and Indus Tower. His versatility and people skills paved a natural progression to founding Arma Corporate Services. He has proven ability to drive business through conceptualizing and evolving strategy, augmenting business operations, and in managing large revenues with swift market share and business growth objectives in highly competitive environments. Thank you so much, Adesh Pandeyji, for accepting our invite and being one of the panelists today. These are your questions today. It's is a machine smarter than a human when it comes to evaluating talent, and should the recruiting community worry about this? Over to you, Adesh.
Thanks a lot. I hope you are able to hear me.
Yes, Adesh, loud and clear.
Okay, and am I also visible?
Yes.
Okay. I have these questions are there, and I will answer all these questions. And the way I'll go about it is I would like to share my screen. I have prepared a short presentation, and I'll try to cover all these points through a presentation mode. So,
Sure.
Rajni, am I enabled? Can I share my screen?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
So, are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, Adesh.
Okay. So, all the three questions I have tried to address in this short presentation, and I'll take maximum 7-8 minutes to cover this. So let me first give you a broad perspective of where we are and what is happening. According to me, the first important trend is that disruptive technology has reshaped many industries and our lives over the last decade. And you can see this happening all across, whether it is mobility, data, 4G, 5G is also around the corner, social media, financial services, e-commerce, logistics, supply chain, cloud computing. All these areas have dramatically changed, and these sectors have changed. They have also changed our habits. The way we deal with things has also changed, and we can't even think of how we were getting things done 5 years, 10 years back. That's the way drastic changes have happened around us. The next important thing is COVID. COVID has acted as a catalyst and has fast forwarded the whole process of innovation and disruptive technologies across the world and across all businesses. Everybody has had to press the accelerator and run faster so that they are able to adjust to this new situation that we are all faced with. Changes that would have occurred in the next 5 to 10 years are now expected to happen in the next 1 to 3 years. That's the level of acceleration or catalyst activity which COVID has done to us. And more important than anything else, many of these changes are actually irreversible changes. It's not as if COVID definitely is going to be with us for a few more months, maybe a year, and it will go. But these changes are not going to get reversed back, and I don't think we'll go back to the same old world where we were living till March 2020. Recruitment industry has also been undergoing and adapting to technology-led changes. And a lot of things are happening around us. We are all aware. We have already had a discussion from all the other panelists. ATS solutions that enable real-time collaboration and work-from-home recruitment. These type of solutions are all available nowadays in the market. You have AI, ML-driven CV screening for bulk hiring in few sectors. In India, by the way, I must say that AI, ML, this buzzword has been going on for a long time. I've heard this for the last 5 years. But in reality, if I have to count the number of people who are really using it, I would really say that I have not heard many of my own clients actively using these tools. The main thing is that it is being probably applied only in very high mass recruitment domains, and especially only when they are talking of CV screening. The human element has not been really done away with. So automated solutions have also come for video interviews. Now, these are also, I would say, at a stage of infancy. A lot of development work is going on. Cost also is an issue. So the actual adaptation and use of these tools is still a bit of a question mark. But the good news is that all these things are moving at a very fast pace. Development is going on. ATS solutions, AI/ML based screening, and video conferencing solutions, all these things are developing at a very fast pace, and things are going to happen very fast. How is the industry coping up with all this change? So recruitment industry is definitely undergoing change, but then I would call it as gradual change, not the disruptive changes which have happened around us in many other sectors. And why is it small or rather slow? As of right now, I can tell you that in the last so many years that I have been in this business, I would not even say that 2% or 3% of my clients have ever asked me to upload a profile into a ATS. Most of them, I would say 95% of them, or even more than 95% of them, are very happy to receive profiles through us, through emails and Excel sheets and PDF attachments. There is no portal system, and I'm talking of not only the small and medium enterprises, I am including large organizations, including multinationals, and even the big four. Most recruitment firms are actually struggling to adjust to work from home operations. Right now, everybody's operations got very badly disrupted, because in India, the typical recruitment agency or recruitment firm was operating from a work from office environment till March of 2020. And suddenly the whole environment turned around badly. Everybody was forced to shut down their offices. And then came a very difficult phase for everybody, where everybody was forced to adjust to the new environment. And I must say, we Indians, we are masters at Jugaad, and we were able to find ways of getting this around. And everybody has managed to find a good workable solution, where most of us are right now doing work from home, and yet business is continuing. But if I ask all the people that how many of them have gone for a good, long-term, sustainable, and a productive solution, the answer is that we are all still in the learning phase. And we are still not very sure that is this something which is long-term and sustainable. So therefore, there is a genuine need for a solid technological solution which has to come in. But that is still, I would say, some distance away. Broadly, I must say that if you look at these two key players in the game, that is the organizations, the corporates, and the recruitment firms, both are slightly, I would say, still say not really geared up for this transition, or rather the transformation. Old paradigms coupled with resistance to change is slowing down this process. This is the hard reality that we are going through. This is a very, I would say, we are going through a transition phase where a lot of doubts are there in the minds of people at corporates, at recruitment firms. However, one reality which all of us will have to accept is that change is inevitable. Everybody will have to understand that they cannot just keep resisting this change. They have to understand, they have to migrate to the new ways of working. Corporates as well as recruitment firms will have to adapt and adopt to change in order to improve operational efficiencies, reduce cost, and be future ready. There is no other option. This is the only way forward. And we can only delay the process. We cannot sort of postponing it is not going to solve the problem. We'll have to address it. Recruitment firms will have to first undergo a mindset change. The paradigm, the whole game of getting work done from people who are sitting right under your nose in an office environment, if you have to shift from there to a situation where your active team members are sitting at home and getting them to deliver productive output at a same or a higher level, requires a significant mindset change. And that is where I think a very big challenge lies, because we have, so to say, grown in an environment where we feel that work can only be done with a stick in hand. Now we have to learn the art of getting work done with the carrot rather than the stick. A push approach is not going to work. A pull approach has to work. How you are able to create an enabling environment in which you are able to not only engage, but also motivate and get the people to work where every information is available to them at the click of a button, and they are able to work from a work from home environment. That is the need of the hour. And frankly speaking, according to me, we are talking about AI, ML, and such things from a recruiter community point of view. According to me, the bigger challenge at this point of time is how do I get work done from my people who are sitting at home? AI, ML is stage 2. Stage 1 is how do I get my work done while people are sitting at home? So, and right now the good news is that the market has started reviving. Since the last couple of months, we are seeing demand getting back. And as the demand is getting back, a lot of recruiters in my own era membership, I can say, are facing this challenge that they had shut their offices. The offices are still locked. Nobody knows when to open the office. And when they open the office, how they are going to deal with that situation. Because how many people will be allowed to come into the office? And how are they going to regulate that number? Many of them have actually lost their key recruiters. How they are going to replace them? Whether they will replace them with a work from office person or a person who's going to be working from home. These are all unanswered questions. And there are a lot of challenges involved in both the scenario. Getting a person to work in your office is also now going to be challenging. Getting a person to work from home is also going to have a different set of challenges. One ground reality is that work from home is there to stay. Even when COVID goes, and it may take another 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months, the reality is that both organizations, the corporates, will also come out with a hybrid model where they will not insist that their employees have to be sitting in office for 5 days or 6 days in a week. They will, offices may turn into, and especially in the service industry, and we are also in the service industry, we are not in a manufacturing operation. So other than certain industries where you have to have physical presence to make the production happen or engineering thing happen, in most of the service industries, and especially I'm talking of IT or financial services or many other such type of work, our own industry to be taken into that same consideration, we will have to learn the art of managing businesses from home. We may have an office. That office may only be a meeting office, not a regular work office. And for that, the whole paradigm changes, this approach of managing people changes. And how do you get those people to put their 100% in while sitting at home? That requires a different set. This is not about technology. This is about people management. How do you deal with your people? How do you engage with your people? How do you motivate them? And how do you get them to understand your expectations and needs? Corporates and search firms will have to learn and adapt to work from home operations and build hybrid business models. Now, hybrid could be any mix of, say, a 50-50 or a 70-30 or a 30-70 or whatever. But the fact is that I don't think anybody in the service industry is going to say that I'm going to go back to good old days where 100% is work from office. We will all have to migrate. And this is a very significant mindset change. Change from a push to a pull-based approach. We'll have to build on a foundation which is based on trust. Till now, the very loosely used word for people who are working from home was that we have freelancers. And the word freelancer itself carries the thing that I don't trust you, and therefore I will not provide you enough transparency of what is happening. That has to completely be done away with. A person who is working from home, you have to build a system which allows trust, transparency, and then only technology will come in. If your trust and transparency is missing, then any amount of technology is not going to help you to get the work done from a person who's sitting at home. And this is where a concept of gamification has to come in. The whole process right now, when a person is coming and working in your office environment and he's earning a X amount of salary, that person, right now, you are measuring his productivity in terms of how many days or how many hours of work he has put in. That is not going to continue when a person is working from home. When a person is working from home, you will have to adopt a new process, which is what we call as gamification. Gamification means that you have to convert the whole work process into different milestones, and each milestone becomes a KPI, and you are keeping a real-time track of all the KPIs of the people. And as you keep moving forward, you keep tracking who is running faster, who's running slower. Everybody can see who's running ahead, who's running behind, and who's the high performer, who's the low performer. All this has to be real-time tracking. And once this sort of a system comes in, then you can also start attaching your payout to the productivity model, to the output that they are generating. So money is linked to the operation, has to be a flexi time work from home operation where you're not marking their attendance and asking them that how many hours of work you have done, and you're putting some special tools and techniques to track how many hours of login was there. How many hours of login, how does it matter? According to me, how many profiles, submissions, how many closures, how many critical inputs you have generated is the right measure of performance rather than how many hours of login you have done. So these type of mindset, these are all changes which we are not used to. And by the way, whatever I'm saying is something which I can very humbly say that I have been able to implement. I have been in this business since 2012. And from the day I started this business, my business has been running on a work from home environment. And I have people spread over all over the country. I have people who are working from Singapore, also outside the country. And when we all log in, we don't realize that we are sitting miles away. We are all sitting together in one room and everybody can see who is doing what. And there is a huge amount of collaborative team working which is happening, and there is no such distance between us. In fact, the amount of information which is available to each person on the click of a button is more than what can be made available to any person who's sitting in the office also. So these are the things which we have been able to achieve. And that's what has helped us to be, for us, this whole COVID phase was a huge learning phase. We have been able to further strengthen our systems and processes. We never had any loss of productivity. We never had any, say, back-end issues. Our problems were definitely there during this lockdown phase because there was the clients, their demand came down and that affected our business. But then that was more of a front-end problem. At the back end, the servicing and the delivery and the systems, we have in fact been able to further step up our systems so that things have become further more smooth and automated. So all I'm saying is that technology is inevitable, change is inevitable, and we have to embrace change. We cannot just wait for things to happen and miss the bus. And this is my common message to all of us, that I'm sure you must have all gone through this small book, Who Moved My Cheese. I strongly feel that we all need to be in this zone with this attitude, the sniff and the scurry attitude. Hem and haw is something which definitely I find that the hem and haw attitude presently, I may be harsh over here, but the reality is that I find that even large corporates are probably somewhere over here, and most of our friends are also in this group. So we need to become more of a sniff or a scurry. Then only we'll be able to take advantage of technology. Otherwise, we may be left behind like haw. That's it from my side. I think all the questions which were there, I have probably covered all the answers over here.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Adesh.